Hi Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I am going to be doing your money and career reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and also to subscribe to my channel. And if you'd like to be notified whenever I upload new videos, and I upload all the time, just hit the bell notification button. And if you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will be listed and linked in the description box below. Now before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds. Letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. Let's let the bowls sing as we see what the tarot has to say. Capricorn. Money and career, Capricorn. Money and career, Capricorn. Money and career, Capricorn. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. And show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. And show me clearly. Fantastic. All right, so think of this kind of like a tree. Right down here is the bark. Also, you can think of it as the roots. And then we have the branches, the foliage right up here. So we have the Ace of Swords, God, Source, Spirit, however you see the divine, the universe, handing a gift of knowledge and comprehension. Also a firm gift of clarity and of skill. And then we have the Eight of Cups, walking away from something you once thought you would love. There's a profound ending here, Capricorn. And then we move to the Wheel of Fortune, a new season coming in. The Six of Pentacles, things needing to be fair when it comes to finances, right? And also work, like fair pay for the work. This could be a time where you ask for a raise, or you're really contemplating asking for a raise and for, more equality. Yeah. Then we have the Knight of Wands, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Don't go off just kind of half-cocked. So during the American Revolution, they have that saying, don't go off half-cocked, which means you have to pull back the gun cock all the way, or else it will blow up in your face. So that's a warning here from the Knight of Wands. It's like, don't go off thinking, okay, it's a great idea, and not have everything fully developed, because it will have a tendency to blow up in your face. And you'll see that with other people. There's a sense here also where it has to do with the inequality. And there's somebody here who thinks that they're cheating someone, that they're getting the upper hand, and that's going to wind up blowing up in their face. You might not see it, so do be mindful of that. But it is going to be very interesting. And there's a sense here of moving forward, of getting to see where I want to be within this world, or getting to see a place where we stand within this world more comprehensively and more powerfully for ourselves. It then moves us to the Seven of Swords. Now, there is sneakiness when it comes to the gaining of knowledge and the dissemination of information during this time. So do be mindful of that somebody's not going to be forthright with you. But also, in order for you to move where you want to move, you're not going to be forthright with everybody either. It's kind of like play your cards close to your chest. You don't need everybody to know what's going on. And there needs to be an air of bravado during this time. It's not arrogance or, jerkiness like sometimes bravado can be, but there's a level of self-confidence that needs to be projected forward. Okay. So let's look at your chakra energy. Capricorn, money and career. Capricorn, money and career. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Holistic health. That makes perfect sense. So it's being true to the holistic self. There's also a sense of healing, of power coming forward. Holistic health is the root chakra and one of my favorite cards because it's saying I have to do what's right for me, not what's right for everybody else, but what's right for me. And it's starting to think outside of the box. It's also starting to say, what do I need? What do I want? What's important? What isn't important? What has been dragging me down and what has been lifting me up and what brings me joy and what brings me sorrow and everything in between. And it's looking at how we plant ourselves, how we root ourselves. There is something very profound that we're walking away from. It can be that we're coming to revelations about things. It can be that we're, kind of scaling back when it comes to certain things, having greater understanding, knowing that we're not the sum of a paycheck or the things that we accumulate. We're the sum of the experiences that we have and the quality of our relationships. So the holistic health is going to be very powerful because it's different. It's like, okay, let me not be in the same rat race as everybody else, because with rats, they eat one another if they have the opportunity to, because that's just who they are. And in this race for more and more and more, we do tend to eat one another, which is disgusting when you think about it, but it is a spiritually true statement. So let's look at the energy we have to be mindful of during this time. What is the energy that Capricorn has to be mindful of? Money and career. What is the energy that Capricorn has to be mindful of? Money and career. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Guide this reading. Fantastic. The King of Pentacles. Now, Capricorn, we are represented by the Pentacles in the minor arcana, by the devil in the major arcana, which I always think is unfair that we're represented by the devil, but that's a different story for a different day. Now here with the King of Pentacles, there's prosperity, success, and bounty. And there's going to be a real connection with this energy because earth sign energy is drawn to earth sign energy. It kind of shares the fundamental values of things. But what we're going to be looking at here is what is money driven and what isn't. What is looking at things and saying, well, it has to be that way, and not looking at a creative aspect of it. During this time, we want to open up doors. We want to push things forward. We don't want things to necessarily always stay the same. Yes, there is something good to saying, this is what has worked, this is what has proven to work, and this is what I'm going to keep on propelling forward. But to not have any innovation in there with that is to stagnate and to inevitably fall apart. So that's going to be something that we're going to be fighting against, kind of coming up against during this time. We do have a tendency to, at moments, get in our own way, think, I'm not doing it right, or I'm not moving forward fast enough, or I'm not obtaining enough power, I'm not obtaining enough prosperity. And that's when we start to see this walking away from what we once thought we would love. It's kind of like step back and see what we truly desire, where our heart truly wants to be. Now, there is a great glory and a great pride in being able to pay the bills, do what needs to be done, and uphold our responsibilities. That is absolutely important. With the Eight of Cups, it's saying, yes, I have my responsibilities. I'm not running away from them, and joining the circus. What I'm doing is I'm looking at changing my mindset, changing the way that I'm reacting to people who are ticking me off, changing what I thought was important, and then gradually setting things up so that I can move forward in a different way. I'm opening up the doors, and I'm opening up the power of me. So the Eight of Cups is an ending. It is an ending that is profound. It is an ending that at times could be devastating. It could be, losing a job, or, or having a falling out with somebody that we really thought we were connected to, or even, doing something we loved and then realizing I don't love it anymore. Where's the joy here? Where's the beauty here? What do I have to find again within myself, within my soul, to make me shine, to make this shine? I spent so much time building it, and now it's just not right. So when we walk away from something, it doesn't mean that we walk away from our business, or we walk away from our dreams and our aspirations, or we walk away from the job that's paying the bills. What we walk away from is the hurt, the pain, the disappointment that is keeping us held back. We walk away from the pain within ourselves, the looking at things, and we could have a chronic illness. We could have a chronic pain that makes us so tired and just it hurts to get out of bed in the morning. So here it's looking at things and it's saying, I'm stopping and I'm connecting with my body. I'm connecting with myself. I'm connecting with what's needed. And I start to open up the door. And it leads us to the Ace of Swords. It leads us to cutting through doubts, fears, and negativity. It leads God's Source Spirit, and however we see the divine, the universe, to handing us a gift. And the swords are a powerful gift, because a sword is a gift that you need to be trained in. Nobody just gets a sword and is good at using it. There can be some savants, but that is few and far between. A sword is a gift of nobility. It is a sign of nobility. It is a sign of power and of understanding and of practice. And so here it is that embracing the nobility within our hearts, within our souls, within ourselves. It's embracing the desire, the dreams, the opening up of the door. It's looking at ourselves more openly and more honestly. And it's really saying there's a purpose to me, and I'm embracing that purpose. And it's listening to the inner voices within us. So it can be, you can think of it kind of like Jiminy Cricket. You can also think of it as divinity coming forward. And there's a real sense of being a student of our breath, being focused on the energy that we take in, the way that we breathe, the way that we empower ourselves, the desire that we have to move forward, but also the insights, the ideas that we're getting. This would be a fantastic time to keep a little journal by us, or to write notes on our phone, just so when ideas come into our head, that we let ourselves express them. We let ourselves, discover them and run with it, because we're going to find ourselves inspired in ways that we hadn't thought, inspired in ways that we thought, oh, I'd never be saying this, or I'd never be thinking this, or this isn't my skill, this isn't my power. And now we're going to find, yes, it is. And it brings us into a new season. And it's a season that has a fight with the sense of needing a handout. And it doesn't mean that if we're needing assistance at the time, that it's a bad thing at all. What it means is that things have to be fair. Things have to be balanced. And there's a sense here of kind of like an evil overlord almost. I'm just seeing it as somebody who says, this is what I'm giving you because this is all you deserve. And there's a real sense here of saying, no, this is wrong. And what we're doing here is, in this new season, in this change, in this new way of looking at things, we're saying this has to be fair. This has to be fair within my life. This has to be fair within my power. And there's a shift from being the beggar to being the empowered one. And what that means is that there's a mind shift change when it comes to money. There just is. There's a shift of our understanding when it comes to money. So many of us, and I see this time and time again in readings, that so many of us have this love-hate relationship with money. We just do. We've grown up with people arguing about money. We've entered into financial difficulties ourselves. We've been overwhelmed. It's a powerful thing. We've been underpaid. We've been undervalued. And it starts to corrupt our understanding of money and also our relationship of it. Instead of thinking there is always enough, we start to think that there is always lack, and this will always have to be a struggle for me. And I will always need, assistance, or I will always need, this or that. And there's a real sense here of saying, no, that's a false narrative. I get to rewrite my story. I get to rewrite the power within me. I'm no longer that scared little child being yelled at because they asked for a toy when we went out. There's this sense of getting to be who we want to be and getting to live how we want to live. There's also a sense of realizing that money can't buy everything. And yes, that's a statement that if you have money, people say, and if you don't have money, you're thinking, wow, but it can sure as heck buy a lot of ease of mind and understanding and power and safety, and it can. So it's a shift here. There's a shift from, victim to victor. And there's a shift to embrace empowerment. And there's a sense of, I'm embracing a new season. It might be a hard season. It might be a winter instead of a summer. But I'm embracing the season. And I'm learning how to walk with snowshoes. And I'm moving myself forward. And that's just that. There's a fierceness here, Capricorn, that you are particularly able to embody, but also endure, because there's a sense of being deeply connected to the earthly plane, seeing what needs to be done, and just moving forward in it. There's also a sense of, things aren't fair. In the workplace, in life, things aren't always fair at all. But there's a real need to balance the scales, to say, this is what is needed, these are the people who have their hands out, this is what I'm always giving, what I'm always, working so hard for. And the fact that we're talking about it in absolutes means that maybe we're not seeing it quite as objectively as we need to, and more emotionally. So there's a need here to step back, to embrace our knowledge, to embrace our greater understanding, and then to start to change the narrative. Because that's what we're doing during this time. We're changing the story. We're changing our lead character role. And it doesn't mean that we're changing anything other than our mindset, but it means that we are calling forward the right to have wealth and to have power within our standing of self. And there is a sense also of not being caught up in the chaos of of others. So during this time with the Knight of Wands, the Knight of Wands is moving forward in career. But we want to make sure, because the Wands here, the Ouroboros is not complete. The knowledge is not what we are consuming. We're consuming whatever it is that we need. We're consuming maybe arrogance. We're consuming, I'll show them. We're consuming hurt and pain. And we're thinking, I'll just move forward like this. And what needs to be done is we need to step back. And we need to say, what do I want? Where do I want to stand? What is it that I desire? And it's not being egotistical. It can be being very honest. These are my good qualities. These are my bad qualities. This is where I excel and this is where I don't excel. This is what terrifies me and this is where I'm more comfortable. And we lay it out and then we start moving forward. But not at that breakneck speed that can cause us trouble, that can, just be all engulfing. And this is a time where we start to see that the world isn't so terrifying, and that our passion for our creation, for what we desire, for the reason getting out of bed in the morning, that is a powerful drive forward. And there's a real sense of purpose to self, to us, to what we want, to what we need, to where we're headed. And this is a time where we start to kind of look at that more openly and honestly. We look at ourselves more openly and more honestly. It leads us to releasing. With the Seven of Swords, we're not, there we go. We're going to be dealing with liars and thieves. And we can say, oh my gosh, Dane, I've been dealing with liars and thieves my whole entire career. And it's very easy. It's very easy to deal with bullies. It's very easy to encounter bullies, to encounter people who lie, who cheat, who just try to push their own narrative. That's commonplace. It really, really is. And what we're doing here is we're becoming aware of it. It's like, okay, do I want to be in a place where I'm bullied like this? Do I want to be in a place where I can't trust my coworkers? Do I want to be in a place where I'm always checking behind my back? So this is a time where we can really start making a shift, because what we want is the celebration. And what's so hard for us is like, Spirit is saying that if we're brave enough to take that leap of faith within ourselves, and that this does not mean quit our job, run away, join the circus type of thing. What this means is if we're brave enough to say, these are my strengths. I'm not going to be strong at it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. My strengths will also be my weaknesses, but this is what I'm good at. This is what I need, and this is how I'm opening the door. And we need to do that for ourselves during this time, because what we're seeing here is a celebration. New job opportunities, passion, power, success coming forward. And we need to take that risk. We need to take that jump. But again, we need to make sure that everything is set up. This is a long haul. This is like the big game instead of the small game. This is winning the war instead of just winning the battle. And what we're doing here is we're embracing our strengths. We're embracing what we desire. We're not looking at things and thinking, oh my gosh, it's terrifying, I can never do it. We're looking at things and saying, okay, this is where I want to be. This is how I'm opening up the door. These are the steps that I'm taking, and I'm taking them for me. So we're also gathering up the information, and we're moving forward. We're leaving some things behind because we can't take it with us. We just can't. It's too much. And so here, it becomes a time where it's like, this is what I need to do. This is my plan, and this is how I'm executing it. Because for us, it's to have a more enjoyable life, a more productive life, a more fiscally fair life, and also to be able to move forward in our career the way that we want to, the way that we need to within ourselves. This leads us to our definition of this time. Capricorn. Money and career. Capricorn. Please define the reading for Capricorn. Money and career. Please define the reading for Capricorn. Money and career. Angels and spirit guide, show me clearly. Guide this reading. Yeah, it's the Three of Wands. It's new horizons. It's new opportunities, especially around career. Around our passion, our determination, and our focus. Does this mean, again, Spirit wants to make it very, very clear. It doesn't mean we put ourselves in a place of harm, in a place of chaos, in a place of, not knowing where our next paycheck is going to come from. Because that stress is more stressful than the paycheck that is coming in. If we here are in circumstances where we're looking for a job, there is a sense of we're going to make decisions that are in the moment, okay? So it can be that we take a job that we know that we're way overqualified for, but the money starts coming in. And it can feel like a handout. It can feel like this isn't fair. Sometimes in life, we have to do that. It hurts our pride. It hurts everything about us. It really is such a blow. I mean, I completely understand. But we do that in order to springboard to what's next, to springboard to what's prosperous. Because once the money starts coming in, there's an ease, but there's also a sense of, okay, I did that. I conquered that goal. Now I can open up the doors. And it's really a warning here. Don't get stuck. And it's a warning, even if we're, CEOs of a company, fantastic surgeons, it's a warning not to get stuck. Not to get stuck in complacency during this time, and to look at the horizon, to look at the ships coming in, the ships going out, the ideas, the desires, the power. Okay, that is us. And it leads us then to the spirit animal message. Capricorn, money and career. Capricorn, money and career. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. The canary spirit, sing your own song. There's a difference to us during this time. And what's important in that difference, it's the reason why great music can't just be created by a computer. It needs to have a human element to it. It just does. That's why the greats stay great. So here with the canary spirit, it's like sing your own song. Let your power, your brilliance, your touch bring things forward, because there is a magic to it. And that magic isn't necessarily magic. It is the human passion, it is the human desire, it is the sense of I'm not held to these rules, I'm moving forward, and I'm doing something that is brave and is bold, and that is shaking me at my roots. And that's singing our own song. It's being vulnerable, and it's being authentic. It's being holistically us. It leads us to our subconscious spirit animal message, which is the seahorse spirit. Watch and wait. Watch and wait as things unfold. This isn't going to be a time where it's instantaneous gratification. This is a time that we are building towards that success, towards that job, towards that celebration, towards that house, towards where we want to be. Watch and wait, because this is what we're planning for. This is what we're setting everything up for. It leads us to our subconscious chakra message, which is grounding the Earth Star chakra. How are we grounding ourselves? What are we planting our roots in? How are we stabilizing ourselves? Is it soil filled with sand and we're trying to grow big and strong? Or is it rich, nourishing soil that feeds us, that supports us? And so here, it's really looking at where we stand right now. What we have to do, meditation, journaling, whatever it is, to make that soil rich. To being open and honest with ourselves when we think, oh, I'm doing such a good job here, I'm sacrificing everything, and where we might have to just be a little bit more selfish, a little bit more heart-centric. It moves us then to our subconscious energy message, the Hermit. We're going to be dealing with a lot of people during this time who are turned inward, looking at their own light, their own way forward. So if this is a time where you're thinking, oh my gosh, I'll find a mentor, I'll find somebody who will really help me. No, we're going to be more disappointed than not, because they're going to be looking out for themselves. They're going to be like, well, this is just the way it is. And we're going to find that we need ourselves to turn inward, to look at what we want, to look at what we desire, and then just move forward. Move forward in fierce determination. Our subconscious definition of this reading is the Fool. And I like this Fool. It's much more sedate than the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. This Fool is standing at the edge, arms held back, so still in a vulnerable position to have your solar plexus open like this, to have your chakras open like this. The dog isn't warning, it's contemplative. So subconsciously, as we're looking forward at everything that we need to do, it's like, don't give away your hand. Don't be too excited. Plan. Because remember, every hero's journey, you begin as the Fool. You just do. And so here, there is a sense of, I know people are going to laugh. I know people aren't going to understand. I know I have to take this risk, but I have to do it. I have to do it for me. And it can't even be having something on the side that just gives our soul such tremendous joy. And people are like, why are you wasting your time? I'm wasting my time because it makes me feel alive. I'm wasting my time because it's an intrinsic part of me. And there's nothing about this that's wasteful. It's building, it's supporting, it's grandiose in my mind. And that's what I'm doing. And it moves us then to the subconscious message for this whole entire reading, which is the Seven of Cups. It's time to look at our dreams. It's time to look at what isn't easily revealed. And it's time to say, I get to bring this forward. I get to have this. Instead of always thinking tomorrow, tomorrow, tomorrow. Or always thinking, it's just not safe. Like, everybody will laugh, everybody will make fun. I don't get to have my dreams. Oh, yes, I do. Yes, I do, period. End of discussion. All right, Capricorn. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy, as we are empowered to celebrate ourselves in a way that might seem silly at the time, but lifts our spirit, raises our energy vibration in such a way that we soar. We soar and we succeed. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Capricorn.